Ezra 6. I read from the Institute for Scripture Research, the ISR, because it takes a direct translation from Hebrew to English, Greek to English, and Aramaic to English. Yah is the Elohim of the heavens and the earth, the first and the last and the only, and he's an extremely jealous El. He's so jealous that he doesn't even want the names of idols or mighty ones to come to our lips. And Yah is short for YahWeh, YahWeh, Yod-He, Vav-He. There's no difference. It's like saying Dan, Daniel, Daniel with an E. What is a difference and does matter is when people say that Sam, Phil, Bob, and Aaron are the same name, because no, they're not, and no one in their right mind would ever believe that. And the oh yeah, and only a crazy person can, like, literally only a fool would believe that you can force the creator to believe or to do something. Also, there was no letter J in the Hebrew, Greek, or Aramaic texts because the letter J is about 600 years old, while the son of Elohim, Yehoshua, died on a stake for the sins of all of humanity over 2,000 years ago. In a direct translation from Hebrew to English, Yehoshua is Joshua. And I strongly believe that the son of Elohim's name, Yehoshua, means Yahweh is salvation. Ezra 6. Then Darius the sovereign made a decree, and a search was made in the house of the books, wherein also the treasures of Babel were kept, and at Ametha, A-H with a dot, M-E-T-H-A, in the palace which is in the province of Media or Media, a scroll was found, and this was written in it: in the first year of Sovereign Koresh made a decree concerning the house of Elah at Jerusalem. Let the house be built in the place where they brought offerings, and its foundation strongly laid, and its height 60 cubits, its width 60 cubits, 3 rows of heavy stones, and 1 row of new timber. Let the expenses be paid for from the sovereign's house. And let the gold and silver utensils of the house of Elah, which Nebuchadnezzar took from the Hekel which is in Jerusalem and brought to Babel, be returned, and go to the Hekel which is in Jerusalem to its place, and deposit them in the house of Elah. Now Tattenai, governor beyond the river, and Shithar Bozenai, and your companions, the officials beyond the river, stay away from there. You know, if they had just, instead of just listening to the letter, because now I know for fact, they did not search at all. They did no detective work whatsoever. They just heard the letter and acted on it just like that. Fools. I said it in my last video and I'm saying it again. Fools. Don't just believe something just because someone else said it. Look it up. Prove it as fact. Or prove it as fiction. Don't just say it's fiction. I know a lot of people like that. They'd be like, I don't want to look it up. And if I look it up, that means I know better now. So I'm just going to go with, you're wrong. And I'm just going to scream that you're an idiot, and you're this, and you're that, when in reality, I refuse to look it up myself. Anyways. Leave the work of this house of Elah alone. Let the governor of the Yehudim and the elders of the Yehudim build this house of Elah on its place. And I make a decree as to what you should do for the elders of these Yehudim. For the building of this house of Elah, let the exact expense be paid to these men from the sovereign's resources, out of the taxes beyond the river, so that they are not stopped. And whatever they need, both young bulls and rams and lambs, for the ascending offerings of the Elah of heaven, wheat, salt, wine, and oil, according to the request of the princes who are in Jerusalem, let it be given to them day by day without fail, so that they bring pleasing offerings to the Elah of heaven, and pray for the life of the sovereign and his sons. And I make a decree that whoever changes this word, let a timber be pulled from his house, and let him be impaled, hanged on it, and let his house be made a dunghill because of this. And Elah, who has caused his name to dwell there does overthrow any sovereign or people who put their hands to challenge to destroy this house of Elah which is in Jerusalem. I, Darius, make the decree, let it be done promptly. Then Tattenai, governor beyond the river, Shethar, Bozanai, and their companions promptly did according to what Darius the sovereign had sent. And the elders of the Yehudim were building, and they were blessed through the prophecies of Haggai, the prophet, and Zechariah, son of Iddo, and they built and finished it according to the decree of the Elah of Israel, and according to the decree of Koresh and Darius, and Atarshashata, butchered that. Let me try again. Atarshashta, sovereign of Persia, and this house was completed on the 3rd day of the month of Adar, AD, with a line underneath of it, AR, which was in the 6th year of the reign of sovereign Darius. I can't remember what Adar was. I think it's the 1st, but it could be the 12th. Anyways. Then the children of Israel, the priests and the Levites, and the rest of the sons of the exile did the dedication of this house of Elah with joy, and offered at the dedication of this house of Elah 100 bulls, 200 rams, 400 lambs, and as a sin offering for all Israel 12 male goats according to the number of the tribes of Israel. And they appointed the priests to their divisions and the Levites to their divisions over the service of Elah in Jerusalem, as it is written in the book of Moshe, which is Moses. And the sons of the exile performed the Pesah, the Passover, P-E with a half a check mark, S-A-H with a dot, on the 14th day of the first new moon, so the first month. For the priests and the Levites had cleansed themselves, all of them were clean, and they slew the Pesah for all the sons of the exile, and for their brothers the priests, and for themselves. And the children of Israel who had returned from the exile ate together with all who had separated themselves from the uncleanness of the nations of the land in order to seek YahWeh Elohim of Israel. And they performed the festival of Matzot, Matsot, 7 days with joy, for Yahweh caused them to rejoice, and returned the heart of the sovereign of Ashur toward them, to strengthen their hands in the work of the house of Elohim, the Elohim of Israel. That's another thing people don't understand. They're like, "Oh, I know it's like the creator of Israel, but I want everything to be done in English." Okay. You know he's the creator of the heavens and the earth, right? He already is the creator of whatever country you're thinking about, because he created the heavens and the earth. But he is a Hebrew mighty one. So of course everything is going to be, and when I say mighty one, it's capital M and then capital O, mighty one. The only mighty one. Everything else is mighty one is in lowercase letters. It's not mighty one, it's mighty one. Or idol. Or he's not. He's idol. They're idol. See the difference in how I'm saying it? I enunciate the word a little bit more because it's referred to YahWeh and not referred to just man. But the Elohim of Israel, not whatever. I don't want to say what any of the other religions like to call it. You're welcome to look it up, but they are fake religions, and they can be easily debunked. Christianity is one of the most easily debunked religions out there. Which, if you can debunk Christianity, you can also debunk Islam, and you can debunk Catholic with the exact same name. One single name being completely ripped apart and destroyed. Boom, there goes 3 major religions all over the world. It's like, I'm not gonna follow that. I'm not Christian, and I'm not Zionist. Anyways, don't want to make them too long.